Larry Duncan works full-time as a systems engineer for the city of Bowling Green. But as his kids have grown up, Larry has found the time for a second job as an Uber and Lyft driver.
Well, I had just some free time on my hands. My wife's a teacher, and she's always busy doing lesson plans or grading papers. And our kids are getting older. So instead of just sitting around at home, I figured I'd try to find something to make a little extra money. And I've always loved to drive. To me, it's very relaxing. You know, some people don't care to drive, but I can get in a car and drive 12 hours and it doesn't bother me whatsoever. So I thought it'd be a good way to make some money. And after I started doing it, I really just come to love it. It's just a lot of fun meeting everybody.
Many of Larry's riders in the Bowling Green area are college age, and he often gives them advice.
He uses opportunities to be able to talk to his passengers and give wisdom and advice to them, and they're very receptive to that. There have been instances where he was very glad that he was that particular Uber driver or Lyft driver for that particular rider, because that person was maybe in a compromised position, and if someone could have taken easily advantage of them.
Of course, Larry, who is not the same generation as most of his riders, wanted to connect with them.
So many of my passengers are college kids here in Bowling Green. I'd say during the school year, over 80% of my passengers are college kids. I was trying to find a way to connect with them because I'm way removed from college age. And so I just started looking at social media is where it's at with the kids, as you know. Figured I'd start an Instagram page and start taking selfies with my passengers, and they really seem to love it.
Larry is on Instagram with the handle Lyfting with Larry, and his posts have helped him become known by many on social media. But driving Uber and Lyft has also helped Larry grow.
Larry is very much an introverted person. He's much quieter. When we first started dating, people couldn't believe that he would talk to me for over an hour on the telephone because he wasn't very communicative naturally. Well, this has really forced him to move out of his comfort zone because he's having strangers in his car all the time, and he is having to strike up conversations with them and carry those conversations. So definitely the communication has really grown for him personally.
And it hasn't been that hard for Larry to connect with his college-aged riders.
Their energy really, I think it keeps me young. So I enjoy dealing with them. They're young, they have a lot of ideas, they have thoughts and opinions on stuff, and then they're usually not afraid to share those with you. So they're usually a lot of fun to have.
Larry also has a podcast where he shares stories of some of his riders.
And my vision was to tell people stories just because, like I said, I was just amazed at all the stories that you hear as a driver. People will get in and I think it's kind of like a therapist or a bartender sometimes. They'll get in the car and some of them will just open up to you and tell you their life story in 15 minutes.
I even got in Larry's car to get a first-hand look. One thing I've got to ask, Bowling Green's not that huge of a city. It's relatively small. So being a Lyft and Uber driver, you drive around a lot, and you've lived in this area a long time. Do you feel like you pretty much know every nook and cranny of the city? Nothing surprises you anymore?
You would think that, and just when I think I've seen everywhere, I'll get a call somewhere and realize, I don't think I've ever been in this neighborhood in the 46 years that I've lived in Bowling Green. And now, of course, they're building so many neighborhoods. I'm more surprised when I drive somewhere and I find a neighborhood that they've just put up. That happens a lot more, it seems like.
As we come here, I've seen you take so many selfies with so many people, put them on Instagram.
Exactly.
Let's take one together. Can I get one on your phone?
Let's do it. We will take it right now. Now, generally, I do not do these at a stop sign. We do it at the end of the ride, but we will make an exception today. And we will put this up on Instagram for sure. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Thanks for watching this week's Monday Motivator.